Hey everybody, Joe Stauffacher here. How's it going today? Today let's talk government shutdown. It's a big topic on Facebook and trending through social media, and I'm always debating with different people. If you've hung out with me in person, I love talking politics. Politics is how we create the future, deciding what we want to do and moving forward. So I think participating in the conversation is extremely important. I've got a really good friend from high school, went into the Coast Guard, now is back in school, and sees life very differently than I do. At the same time, there's so many places that we agree. It's ridiculous, and the biggest difference that I really notice is my background of being more entrepreneurial and having my own business, and versus being an employee of the government and working for the Coast Guard. I'm really jealous of the experiences that he's actually had in the Coast Guard. It's pretty crazy to think of all of the things he's done and seen, and I'm super thankful for the people that are in the Coast Guard or are in the military. I just don't always agree with the commanders and chiefs, and I think a lot of people feel that way. Including a lot of the military people. I think that's why so many people were for Ron Paul and wanted to end our policing of the world. And there's always bigger players behind the scenes, and is it about oil? Is it about energy? Is it about religion? It just gets all confusing. And my biggest problem really with this government shutdown is it's just all blame. It's people pointing the fingers. Is it Democrats? Is it Republicans? Is it Obama? Is it Congress? Is it Ted Cruz? Who cares? Seriously. The problem is our political system. It's the two-party system that's the problem. We keep voting Democrat, then we vote Republican, then we vote Democrat. We got a Democratic Congress, we got a Republican Congress, we got a Republican president, we got a Democratic president. They're marching to the same beat. They're marching towards controlling the masses because certain people think that they're better than other people, and they want to benefit from other people and live off of people. Everybody complains about that being the greed that's in the world. And the real issue is what are we the people going to do? What are the real solutions that help us create the world we desire to live in? Nobody likes to be told what to do. Nobody likes to be controlled. And that's why there's the Tea Party people who say the government's becoming too involved. And at the same time, the greed that's existing in the world because of what people are doing is what makes people say, hey, you're living an unfair life. And that's what the 99% is all about. And that's why I love the libertarian movement. To each their own, do as you please. If we're going to have an agreement, let's go back to the core values of you being and having your rights as an individual, and me being and having my rights as an individual. And once you get back to that core value conversation, that's when you can push forward. That's when you can have a productive conversation. It just bothers me the finger pointing that's taking place. And then even journalism people, my friend pointed me to an article about journalism, and he actually pointed the finger at journalism, and at the same time he was the exact portion of the problem, because he turned around in the journalistic piece and pointed the fingers at Republicans. You know what? I think ultimately the Republicans are the people who got the government shut down. Cool. They got us shut down. But don't kid yourself that the Democrats don't benefit from a government shutdown. Who are the party affiliation with most of the people that just lost their job, that got their furlough slip? What political affiliation are those individuals? My guess is since they work for the government, they tend to lean more left than right. I hate left and I hate right. It just really bothers me. That's what I love about independence. That's what I love about constitutionalists. That's what I love about the Libertarian Party. With this government shutdown, if there's going to be something different and all the people want to see something different, we the people have to be different. There's a monetary system in place, and there's people that are reaping the advantages of other people. But we have to change how wealth is created. And not really how wealth is created, we have to change how we create our individual wealth. You know, what are we doing as individuals that's increasing our wealth through time so that we can, quote unquote, retire, right? The 401ks are benefiting the people on Wall Street, and the people on Wall Street are exactly the people who the 99% are mad at. 48 of the top 50 corporations in the world are financial institutions. That's just basically people pushing money from one place to another place so that someone loses money and someone makes money. It's corrupt, it's crooked. Real wealth is created when people connect. All wealth is created when people connect. You know, whether it's people that are connecting to agree to get power, the way that we get power, or whether it's people connecting to say, hey, we're going to have this retirement plan and we're going to invest in a 401k. It's just people connecting. And everybody has the ability. Congress has put into place rules and systems for all people to be a corporation, for all people to be a business. Does that mean having a job is wrong and bad? No. It's in place that if you have a job, Congress gives you benefits for starting your own business on the side. There's things that need to be done. We need, you know, quote unquote government employees. We need people that have jobs. But those government employees do not have to be solely a government employee. You know, the idea of lifetime politicians. You know, why are they seeking other people for funding and financing? Why aren't they getting the funding and financing for themselves? Because of how they've connected with people and how they give value to these other people. You know, right now they're giving value to these people and people are giving them money because they're saying, hey, do this with this law and do this with that law. And their companies are benefiting from those laws. And that's what's happening. It's maddening. Frankly, it maddens me. It's just so upsetting to see how the financial world, it's ruled mostly by 4 corporations. The media world, it's ruled mostly by 5 corporations. So how do we change that? Every individual person and their story becomes media. And that's what the internet allows every single person to do. We have to change the way that we think about wealth. We have to change our actions and change how we think about investing. We have to connect differently. We have to be the solution. We have to stop looking at government to be the solution or other people in the community. We have to stop pretending we don't know our neighbors. You know, we have to communicate with people. And you know, a lot of people say that that's the problem with technology, that people can't communicate with other people. But the cool thing about technology is that people connect with other people because they're willing to sit there and listen. No one's forcing them to sit on technology and listen and pay attention to somebody else. I'm 8.5 minutes into this rant, and you don't have to listen this long. If you didn't like the things that I had to say or you weren't interested, you'd have clicked me off at probably minute 1. And you wouldn't have never gotten this far. Stop listening and participating in the blame conversations. Just be the solution. Talk with your neighbors about how you can be a solution. And let's create whatever world we as neighbors start to envision. And I hope that it involves a lot of personal responsibility and people respecting people for being different and thinking differently and having different backgrounds and having different perspectives. You know, the world is one world. It's one massive melting pot, and we're just slowly getting there. You know, are we going to be willing to listen and hear other people and then go back to a core value conversation? You know, we're working to improve our culture, and that's what's going on. So stop participating in the blame conversations. Start participating in the solution conversations. It would mean a ton to me. And I think it would mean a ton to the world that we create because of it. So I appreciate you for staying on the video this long, and I appreciate you for taking action to create a better world. Peace.